and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. For today's video, I'm going to be testing out a new app called Pingza, which is designed to help you choose which wine to buy in the supermarket. So I'm a big wine fan, but by no stretch of the imagination am I any kind of wine connoisseur. So when I go to the supermarket and buy a bottle of wine, my usual rationale is both price and whether or not it looks like a nice bottle, which unsurprisingly is not the most successful technique and means sometimes I am not that happy with the wine I buy. So Pingza is designed to help you take out the kind of those considerations and instead buy a bottle based on your preferred tastes. So to do that, the app gives you an 8-point palate test, which is designed to work out which kind of flavors you like, and based on your answers will suggest different bottles. It will give you different choices based on the supermarkets near you, based on your kind of price range. So I thought I would test that out today, do the 8-point palate test, and then drive on over to my nearest supermarket, buy the suggested wine, and see if the app can successfully help me choose some wine for this evening. So I've downloaded the app here. I'll just put a screenshot up on my screen here. And as you can see straight away, I'm prompted to complete a palate test. So I'll tap on that there. And straight away you'll see, first question, an apple a day or do you pick something else from the fruit bowl? I'm a big fan of a crisp apple. I also like a soft peach, but I think that might give me kind of sweeter wines. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a crisp apple. Next one, when the temperature rises, which dessert do you reach for? I'm not normally a big dessert fan. I'd always go for a cheese board. So out of these ones, I'm gonna say a light sorbet. In the kitchen, what ingredients do you prefer? Heady cinnamon and nutmeg, sprinkle of parsley, or definitely garlic and onion. I put garlic and onion in basically all of my meals. I'm not sure it's quite what I want from a wine, but I'm hoping it helps me to kind of pick wines that suit that taste. So yeah, garlic and onion. Okay, pudding. Again, not the biggest dessert fan, but let's see what options it gives me. Tarte au citron, apple crumble, fruit salad, or apricot tart. Unsurprisingly, you'll probably guess by now, I'm gonna go for a tarte au citron. Thirst quencher, okay. A mouth-tingling soda with fresh, zesty lime, Ribena, nah, sweet and fruity appetizer, or cranberry juice. I'm gonna go for the soda with zesty lime. Okay, dining out, what grabs you? White fish or stir-fried greens with soy sauce and tofu, sounds delish. Barbecue lamb or aubergine moussaka. I'm a vegetarian, so the lamb's out the window, and I'm not a massive fan of moussaka. A steak or risotto. I do like a risotto, yeah. Or chicken breast or vegan sushi. So out of those, I'm gonna go for the fish or stir-fried greens with soy sauce. Okay, go-to cuppa. Love a cuppa. Like a coffee, I like a tea, yeah. So espresso, cappuccino, black Americano, hot chocolate, or tea. I'm gonna go for a black Americano. I do like all the other ones, to be honest with you, but yeah, overall, my day-to-day choice is a black Americano. Okay, aroma. Pick my favorite candle. Cedarwood, black cherry, vanilla, or forest fruits. For candle, I would probably go for cedarwood. I'm not a fan of a really sweet smelling candle. I feel like cedarwood's a bit more kind of fresh. Okay, so straight away it's given me my results, and it says that for whites I would go for a cool and crisp, and for reds I should go for elegant and energetic. Okay, sounds pretty good. So I'm now given the option to start exploring, and straight away it's giving me all these different wines. I can then filter it by food, so if I was making a meal like maybe like fish or meat or dessert, I could choose wines by that. By occasion, so if it was a big celebration, or by place. So I'm gonna go for place, supermarkets, My nearest big supermarket is a Tesco, so I'm gonna go for that. And straight away, you'll see it is giving me these different options. So the Mudhouse Sauvignon Blanc Rose, and at the top there, you can also filter it by whether you're vegan or vegetarian, price range, wine type, and again, by the supermarket. So I'm gonna go with the top 4, which is a cool and crisp Sauvignon Blanc Rose, which sounds delish. A Cabernet Sauvignon, my accent is horrendous, so please forgive me. A Valpolicella Rocca Alata, again, very good accent, Shivali, well done. And a Bordeaux Superior. So let's hop in the car to Tesco, head on over, buy those 4 wines, and then have a little drink this afternoon, see if Pingza is any good at guessing what kind of wines I'm gonna like. So I'm just outside Tesco, as you can see. I'm gonna go in and get my wines using the Pingza app. As I said before, usually I would just have a look what's on offer at the end of the aisle, which bottles look nice, but today I'm gonna take Pingza's recommendations and see if they're any better than my own choices. I thought I'd film outside quickly just because I am about to put my mask on and you won't be able to hear me, but I will show you me finding the wines in store anyway. So we're back from Tesco now. This is my boyfriend Sam, who's going to be helping me taste the wines. Tesco went pretty well, except they didn't have the top rated one, which was the rosé, the Mudhouse Sauvignon Blanc rosé. So instead I went with the top rated white wine, which instead was the Tesco Finest Côte de Gascogne. Have no idea if I'm saying that correctly, but
no idea.
You know. Okay, so let's try them now. So we'll start with this one, the Tesco Finest Côte de Gascogne, which is said to be dry, fresh and juicy with aromas of blossom and citrus fruits. And it has a 4 out of 5 rating to match my palate. So let's give this one a little go.
You go first because you much prefer wine to me.
It's boiling today, so white is kind of what I fancy.
Very warm.
Yep, delish. I wouldn't say it's anything that special. It's kind of like, I'd be happy if I had that from a shop, but I wouldn't.
It smells very fruity.
I don't think I'd rush out and buy it though. I wouldn't say it's my best white wine I've ever had. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like a standard.
It's alright.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be like, that is the top of my list now. I need to rush out and get that every week.
How much was that?
That was £6.50. So yeah, a pretty standard wine. Do you know what I mean? It's like nice, but
it's alright. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, really, is it?
Yeah, I kind of see why they picked it though. If I said I liked kind of like citrus, fresh flavors, it is quite like citrusy.
I don't think I'd buy that again.
No. Okay, so that wasn't the one that I was initially recommended. So maybe we should keep that in mind. The top one they didn't have in Tesco, so maybe that would have been more to my taste. But yeah, top white one, I'm not that impressed with. Anyway, moving on, we have now got the Louis de Campanox Cabernet Sauvignon. This was £6 and was a 4 out of 5 to match my taste. So let's give it a go. It says it has a rich, ripe blackcurrant red with green pepper freshness. Sounds nice. It's alright. Again, I wouldn't rush out and buy that, and I wouldn't say it's the nicest red wine I've had for £6.
So it's going to go with chicken then.
You have to go with chicken.
That's what it says, yeah.
I think I'd have white wine with chicken, wouldn't you?
Chicken or coq au vin. I think that's alright.
It's alright, but our usual go-to red wine, which is around £6 as well, I would say is much nicer. It's quite like...
It's quite gritty.
Yeah, it's not a very smooth drink.
No.
but £6, it is pretty cheap.
I think it's better than the white.
Yeah, it's better than the white. I think what I said on my palate test kind of matches whites more. It was more like fresh, citrusy, which doesn't automatically make me think of red wines. Yeah, I don't think I'd rush out and get that though.
But then I wouldn't say that this is fresh and citrusy. I think it's fruity. You definitely get a sort of...
I think if I'd said in my test that I prefer like red fruits and steak, then I would have had more like nicer red wines.
The chicken wine.
It's not going great, Pingza, at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. Let's move on to the next one. So this was the most expensive one. This was £15 a bottle, and it is the Amarone Valpolicella Rocca Alta. Gorgeous accent there. So it says, a very intense wine. It releases rich aromas of ripe cherry. So let's get £15 is more than I'd usually spend on a bottle of wine. So, oh, that's delicious though. That's really nice. Much more smooth, and I kind of see what they mean about the cherry. It's got that little fruity undertone, but really nice. I say the texture, I don't know if that's a very good wine term, but the texture is much nicer on that than the last one.
Much smoother.
I see why it is more than double the price.
Yeah, very
yeah,
good.
Really
very
nice.
Good.
Well done. Yeah, we like that one. They're bringing it back now.
I get that again.
Yeah, me too. £15 though, I wouldn't get it every week. I'd buy it for a special dinner.
No,
with friends coming around. But yeah, I wouldn't get it every week. It's expensive to get every week though.
It's a good bottle of wine to take around to someone's house.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, final one is the Tesco Bordeaux Superior, which was £6.75. It's described as an intense and complex red with flavours of plums, blackcurrants and spice coming from oak. So it sounds pretty good.
So this is a Tesco only wine as well. So this is made just for Tesco.
I say it's quite similar to the Louis de Campanoc, where it's not as smooth and like rich as that one was.
What do you think though?
It's okay. Again, I wouldn't rush out to buy that specifically, but if I had it, I would happily have a drink of it and not spit it out. What do you think?
I mean, I don't. It's not really. It's all right. It's fine to drink. I don't think that it's
all right.
It's not an amazing wine, but I mean, I've said all right for all of them apart from this.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's sort of bog standard. It's all right. You drink it if someone gave it to you, but you wouldn't rush out to buy it.
So our lesson learned is that we have really expensive taste, basically.
Or you're not particularly good at putting exactly what.
Or yeah, I should redo the palate test.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should do it with your palate next.
Yeah.
And see what we got on that one.
I think it's difficult to say what you like for red and white.
Yeah, maybe it would have worked better if they had a palate test for whites, which I would have said I like crisp, like citrusy ones, and then a palate test for reds, in which I probably would have said I like more smooth red berry kind of flavours.
Well, given that you've got mostly red wines, maybe you should try it again and focus just thinking about.
Yeah, maybe I do it again next time, but with just white wines. And I do want to try that rosé that was the top rated for my palate that they didn't have.
If you, now try that one and that one, I think that one is better. And it's definitely growing on me. Maybe it's because we've had the bottle open for a bit longer now.
What is this? This is the Tesco own one though,
That's the Tesco one, yeah.
So. Oh yeah, okay, that does taste much better now than that one. So my ranking
That's nice though, that's good now.
What would your ranking be?
I'd say
1,
2,
3,
and then
4.
But that's because I don't drink white wine really.
I do drink white wine, but I just don't think that's a particularly nice one. So that, of course, just based on my palate, and it wasn't your palate test.
No.
So clearly, if we did it on your palate, it might be a bit different. But I really like the idea. And aside from filtering based on your supermarket, you can also filter it based on price, whether you're vegetarian or vegan, and also based on what you're cooking. So if you're making a dinner for like some friends coming around and you just didn't know what kind of wine would go well with it, you can put in on the app exactly what you're cooking, and it'll tell you what will match well. It's also a free app, so it's not like I've spent money on it and I'm out of pocket by doing that. But I think in hindsight I might redo my palate test, thinking more about red wines rather than just white.
And I think it's helpful as well. I mean, look, there was how many hundreds of bottles of wine?
Yeah, I'm sure you saw in the footage before, there was so many to choose from. And as I said, I usually just go to the end of the aisle, see what's on offer, and get that. So yeah, it's a good way to start learning more about different wines. And obviously we are not professionals in any way, but it's a good way to kind of start exploring more based on your budget as well. So overall, yeah, I would recommend it to people and I would use it again. So yeah, would you try it?
Yeah, I'd give it a go. I'm going to put my sort of flavour profiles in there.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I mean, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, right? With a good bottle of wine, you've got to nail it down. So.
But yeah, I definitely buy this one again,
guidance.
and I don't think I would have picked it on my own because of its price and there's so many to choose from. So yeah, at least we found one good bottle of wine from it.
So I'd say a bit of a success then.
Yeah, 80% success I would say.
That's it.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching again, guys. If you've enjoyed it, then please do give me a like and a comment. And if you haven't yet, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. I do new videos testing tech and science things every week, and I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again. Bye.
See ya.